Hi everyone, it's Katie here, and what I'm going to show you today is how to make a math worksheet digital for your students to use using TeacherMade. Now, as you see here, this is adding mixed numbers, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start by going up to name, and I am going to insert a short answer for their name. So I'm just going to put down my box here, and then I'm going to have my box have no border, and I want to edit that short answer so it's do not score. So I'll save my changes there, and then I'll go down further below, and you'll see it says add fractions and simplify the answers. I know that all of the answers are in a mixed number form. So I'm going to go up to insert, and I'm going to go to math, and then mixed number. Now I'm going to drag and drop my box here, and this is where the students will then type in the answers. So what I want to do is I'm going to duplicate these to save me some time. So I'm going to push Control D, and I'm just going to duplicate a lot of them and drag them and drop them underneath the questions. Now this worksheet I did get off of Super Teacher Worksheet. Sometimes I feel that my math curriculum doesn't give my students enough practice. So I like to find ones to then assign to them, just to check in on their understanding of a certain concept. I'll do two more. Now I want to make this so this line here of these problems isn't there anymore. I think that 2 lines of adding mixed numbers is going to be enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to insert, and I'm going to go down to color block. Now I'm going to insert the color block and go completely over these problems. And what it does is it whites them out. So then I'll go here and I'll do no border. So that way my students don't even know that anything was even there. Now I have J here and then P. My students would definitely ask about this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert another color block here. And then I'm going to put no border. And then I'm going to insert a new letter on top. So I'll go down here to text, and I'll just drag and drop it on top, and I'll put no border so it matches, and then I'll put K here. And I'm going to make it bold and then save my changes. All right, so now you'll see that I have it set up for my students to use, and what I want to do next is insert in the answers. So what I'll do is I'll double click there, and then I'm going to insert the answers. Now, this might take a little bit of time, but in the long run, it will save you a ton of time because TeacherMade will grade it for you. I noticed that when I was doing some math work on docs or on slides, I'd have to pull them up individually and look over my students' work. And it was taking me a long time to do that because the page would have to load. I'd have to go to the next student. I'd have to check over, make sure all of them are correct. And this way, by inserting in my answers here, I can just go to TeacherMade, see how they did, and pull open the ones that maybe didn't do so hot to check in to see where their confusion was. And so it will save you a ton of time, especially with all of these math problems. So I'm just going to insert in my last ones. What I also like about TeacherMade is this mixed number is really clear for them to type into. They made it really clear for your students to type in their answers. I know that sometimes my students get confused with the slash marks and they're like, how do I write a mixed number? So this shows your whole number and then your fraction. So all of my answers are now put in, and then I'm going to go down below here and I'm going to look at how I want them to answer this question. So I definitely want them to add the unit in, or maybe I'll even just make it easy and add the unit in for them. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Math and Mixed Number, and I'm going to add in my mixed number. And then I am going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go to Text. Now my unit here is pies, so I'll put no border, and then I'll just put pies. And I'm going to save that there. And then I'm going to insert in my answer here as well. So now my worksheet is ready for my students to complete. All of the answers are in, and then I just always like to preview it one more time before I assign it on Google Classroom for my students to complete. So I can click here, the name box works, and then they know exactly where to write their answers under each of these problems. I'll scroll down even further, and there is my last answer box with the unit right there. So it's ready to go. I hope you got some ideas on how to use TeacherMade in your classroom for math, and I hope it saves you a lot of time like it saved me.